Look, I'm sure I am probably the only presenter who is absolutely in love with her montage, right? I love the montage. It has a way of putting me in an exciting mood. So yeah, there you have it. We've got about 10 days, I think, to the end of the month. I am absolutely excited to be, I'm excited and expectant of my salary as well, because the last salary went out like last 2 weeks. So yeah, we want more. And you won't believe what myself and my director and other, crew members have been arguing about, but that's inside information. I'm going to share that with you. You're welcome to E-Corner. A big thank you and a special shout outs to our newest gentleman on the block. He's my brother as well, Kujo Brace. And of course, Sweetie Abochi for holding the fort with everything serious. I mean, it does not mean I'm not a serious girl. I'm a very serious girl, okay? But yeah, that's the aside on the morning. And I get to, water everything down and, sprinkle a little tea here and there, so you're good. So that's what we're going to do right here on E-Corner. I'm Noella Karen Yali. Let's take a quick breather. When we return, you know what we're doing, right? Action. All right, so you're welcome back. It's E-Corner with me, Noella Karen Yali. Before I begin, let me say a quick speedy recovery to our producer, Kingsley. He's not feeling too well, so yeah, I wish him a speedy recovery. So yeah, that aside, let's now talk about the stories I have for you. And we're going to begin with rapper Medikal. He is in some sort of trouble. And for those of you who do not know who Medikal is, that's him on your screens. He is a rapper. I love his, his style of rap. You should check out some of his, songs or catalog on social media. I'm sure there are loads you'd find on streaming platforms as well. So yeah, he had a performance at the University of Ghana, specifically at the Ivandi Hostel. And he performed to a teeming crowd. And you know how these musicians, some of them, they perform. They would go on stage and in a bit to interact with your fans, they will call on, their fans, come on, let's have fun on the stage. Last time I checked, I think Blacko did the same, and his fan, I think he hit him or something, and so his lip got busted. Anyway, this fan that Medikal called on stage was a female, and people found how he received this female fan on stage problematic. And that's because, let me not talk too much. Let's watch the video and maybe you can judge for yourself whether it's problematic or not. Medikal is, I won't say he's my friend, but he's somebody that I really know. So it makes it a bit difficult for me to comment on this because I want to understand the state of mind he was in doing that. It could be that, he didn't mean to inappropriately touch this young lady. It could also be that he intentionally did. Again, I cannot tell what state of mind he was in at that moment, but wrong is wrong and right is right. Regardless of how he was thinking, whether he intentionally did what he did or not, that didn't look good, right? That did not look good. The lady in question hasn't complained about it, But if in the future she decides to complain, there's absolutely no way you're getting off of this video, you know, because it's clear your hand is on her bum, you know, and that doesn't look good for a musician like him with his reputation and all of that. So you know, that's what I have to say about this whole video. But a lot of people have been lambasting him on social media. A lot of social media commentators, industry commentators as well, pundits. I know that I've forgotten her name, the lady who did PR work for King Promise during the TGMA era. I think Tilly, right? Tilly spoke about it, talked about how bad this looks on him. Also, another lady, I think at Peace FM, also spoke about it. And so it's not looking really good for him on social media. And so he had to respond. And his response is one that I should also say I'm very disappointed at. But let's hear him out.
The way I invite one of my friends on stage where I want to dance, and I found that she had a boyfriend, so I had to respect her and let her go. My friend backstage, and I wasn't even looking, and then that's how they got my hand go for somewhere unintentionally. And a lot of people they read different meanings into what I'm saying. They press, they get in yash, you know. They're quite treating, they get we're gonna stop that nonsense, because if people get turned about the least thing. I know we should invite somebody can stay in present with us, what we want us. We're gonna stop that nonsense. I don't move like that. You understand? West Ham way when sexual harassment, we just are Jimmy Semno. I respect everybody equally. Male, female, email, everybody. I respect everybody. I beg you, especially my fans. I don't joke with my fans. So stop trying to spread the wrong narrative. You know what I mean?
Again, medical, you're a G, but yeah, maybe you should have just left it at it wasn't intentional. I did not intentionally touch the bum. Director, y'all are shouting in my ear too much. Okay, so you should have just left it at, I did not intentionally touch, you know, her bum, and just let it go and maybe apologize or something. But to go ahead and say Munjai Jimmy, and you know, I actually had to see some of his response, because apart from this response, he responded to the ladies who had something to say about the video. Some of them were even calling for him to be stripped of ambassadorial deals, he should be arrested and all of that. And he had some unprintable words to say about these ladies, which in my opinion makes this whole situation worse. But look, well, I'm going to keep my, like I say all the time, I'm going to keep my tabs on these stories. I'm really interested in how it ends. He's made his, how do I even say this? He said that he did not intentionally do this. I'm hoping that he extends some sort of apology to the lady in question. Well, we haven't also heard from the lady. She hasn't come out to complain. Probably she likes the whole buzz. You know, we're in a digital era. And so a lot of people like to be in the midst of controversy and whatnot. So let's see how this pans out. As for me, once they brew the tea, I would bring it and share that tea with you, okay? So let's move away from that and now talk about Straw. I don't know if since the release of Tyler Perry's new movie, Straw, I have talked about it or I've said anything or brought any story relating to that new film to you. But yeah, it's Tyler Perry's new film. Speaking of Tyler, he is also mixed up in some scandal that is brewing. Probably next week, I'm going to bring you details on that. He's been accused of sexual harassment by a male actor that, you know, worked for him on, I think, Oval, the film Oval or something. So yeah, I'm going to gather all the facts and share that with you next week. But yeah, his latest movie, Straw, is an absolute beautiful film. It's not for everybody. That's what I've realized. It's not for everybody. You have to be able to relate with a film to get the message, right? If not, you just treat it as, oh, people are being too dramatic, because it's very emotional and it's a tearjerker too. So yeah, you should check it out if you haven't. It's on Netflix. Shirley Frimpong Manso is one of Ghana's finest filmmakers here in Ghana. I mean, she has produced movies like The Perfect Picture, my absolute favorite, Putumanto, Adam's Apple, and the list goes on and on and on and on. She came by the Hit Studio this week. She has a new play, her first stage play. It's called Honeymoon Hotel. I think it's showing this weekend. And she came by the Hits FM studio to promote this new play with actress Jocelyn Duma. And they had a conversation about the industry, what's happening. A lot of people think that, oh, the industry is becoming dormant. There isn't much, action, isn't much movies that excite us anymore. What's happening? And then she had a lot to say about the fact that she doesn't understand why we make such a big deal out of a movie like Straw that is not even ours. But she has been able to also release some really fine movies, which I agree, and we don't give her that same support. Or globally, her films do not receive such reactions. In her words, watch.
Saw something that was going around. I think Tyler Perry released a film called Straw.
Exactly.
And there's been so much talk about it on our social media pages and stuff. And I said, I don't remember getting this kind of attention when I have released a film. Do you understand? And so it's not balancing. Why are we talking about Tyler Perry's movie when, we could easily have that same attention come to a Shelley Frimpong Manso movie? Do you understand? We have put films there that critically examine a lot of things. Recently we released a film called Chasing Lullaby on Mother's Day.
Right.
It's a film that we shot a few years ago, and then we released it on our YouTube page, and you should see the film. It's a beautiful film that talks about mothers, in all forms, and and I didn't see the media pick it up and make a whole song and dance about it like they're doing with Tyler Perry movie. He doesn't care about us. We have to care about our own. We have to push our own. Do you get? And that's what Nigeria is doing and doing effectively. They push their own, they promote their own, they support their own.
So that is Shelley Frimpong Manso. I absolutely love her for her talent, her experience, her work. I don't quite agree with what she had to say, but before I share why I don't agree with her, let's get some reactions, because this had a lot of reactions on social media. A lot of people had things to say about what she had to say. So Niso Ankara, okay, I missed that. Kweku Boateng says, very true. Oh, okay. Okay, so let's go back to Niso Ankara's comment. Says, really? What kind of entitlement is this, Charlie? If I start now, okay, bye. Kelly Nila Timenta says, the way she's putting it, like some entitlement be like that. Ezekiel Oklete Tete says, lack of promotion. The Danny Black says, can't wait for Honeymoon Hotel. Shirley is among Africa's top 3 directors and producers. Let's move on quickly to the next one. Kweku Boateng says, very true. I don't think there's anything too special about the movie for people to be making a fuss about. I think he's talking about Straw. Also, Papa Kwesi Abaka says, didn't we, quote unquote, over talk about Adam's Apple naturally? Because a lot of people loved it. Haven't Ghanaians talked about Ghanaian production that they really enjoyed in the past? Debia Enna, why aren't Ghanaians doing this, doing that? Richie Nihan says, Shirley is wrong here. The movie that ran into a form of series was really talked about because of the PR and marketing and because it was really good. Idris Yusuf says, you don't market or promote your movies like the way he does with his movies. So how do you expect people to discuss yours? And I think, that's all that needs to be said. There's a lot more. Mike Yamwa says, I listened to her on the show today and how passionate she was on this subject. How I wish I were in the studio. Ghanaians this, Ghanaians that. Shirley. Kweku Dako says, the PR, marketing and advertising that Tyler Perry puts in his work is not the same as she does. I don't even see influencers on TikTok talk about her because she's probably not there. The movie gained that popularity because it had a lot of influencers hyping it. Ghanaians love to follow trends. So if you're not putting in that much efforts to make a trend, they won't ball with it. Another thing is that the movie is on Netflix, and we all know how movies on Netflix gain popularity. So yeah, the rest I'm sure you can read it. Like I said, enough about that. I'm not going to really share my opinions about that. I mean, we also have Achalugo. That movie blew up. It took the likes of colleagues talking about the movie. It also took the likes of influencers like that. Person said in their reaction to the video. So yeah, it goes beyond just Ghanaians being patriotic about Ghanaian-made stuff. I think a lot of money when we approach investors to invest in our movies, apart from just casting and paying the cast and putting the production together, can we also invest in the promotion of the movie? Because that's what's going to get a lot of people talk about it or, create a buzz around it. Let's quickly move away from that and talk about Akiana. Akiana is a musician, a dancehall musician. I think when she came into the scene, she got signed on to the erstwhile Men's Gold Records, right? And she, released a couple of singles here and there. And then I think her contract ended, and so she went out of that contract, and yeah. But anyway, she came by the Hit Studio. She has a new single out, and so she came to promote it. And she talked about her journey, talked about the fact that, when she started her music career, she had a lot of challenges, including sexual harassment, people wanting to help her and wanting sex in return. And so she was asked, if a budding musician is listening to you right now, what would be that advice you give to that musician? And she said, look, you cannot do away with investors wanting to sleep with you. You cannot say you won't sleep with them. So sleep with them, but be selective. Watch.
Girl is listening to you out there and wants to do music, and maybe is currently experiencing that and does not know what to do. What advice would you give her?
Just stay focused. You cannot, you see, the thing is, you cannot say you will not do one or two. Just don't do all.
Okay.
I don't know.
But
make sure that is gonna elevate you
or change your life.
Exactly. Don't just do it. Now we say, oh, may I say I'm out, and then you do it, and then after they don't do it, and then on to the next, you do the same thing, they don't do it, on to the next. You end up doing stuff with everybody in the industry, and then you now be a topic for discussion, and it's not good. So you just have to be focused. Don't sometimes look the things that you feel like you can close your eyes and do by yourself. Just do it. Don't try to be like, oh, yes, so I would have to do something with somebody to get there.
Okay.
Just make sure that whatever you're going to do is going to elevate you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so that is Akiana. As cringe or as cringy as that sounds, it's actually the reality. Those who are in the industry will tell you. And I'm sure in other industries, if they are to come out and tell their stories, they'll tell you. The investors, when a lot of these budding musicians approach them that, boss, I have talent, I can do this, I need you to help me or support my career. Most of the time, the exchange rate is sex for support. That is the truth. And so, yeah, you may be sitting in your house and, oh my God, how can she say that? Oh, that is so terrible of her. Who is she? She has no morals. That's the truth. Okay? Let's move away quickly. Let me wrap up with the newest show that we have on Joy Prime called Prime Time. It's hosted by, I personally think it's Ghana's answer to Jimmy Fallon's Live, I think. Because it gives off that vibe. So yeah, Prime Time is a new show on Joy Prime. It's on every Wednesday at 9 p.m., hosted by the incredible George Quay. And they debuted last Wednesday, I beg your pardon, this Wednesday, forgive me, and had Samini on there. And Samini had a lot to say. There were a lot of headlines from that interaction he had with George Quay. But it's interesting how he said he is very happy with the current government's persecution, should I say persecution or prosecution of, politicians that have been involved in some corrupt money cases. You can talk about the former finance minister, you can talk about Edu Boahem. He says it makes him a proud Ghanaian to see that the president is going after these people. And I say it's interesting because he is an MPP sympathizer, but that's far from the point. Watch.
The new force, if they come out with some policies that you align with, you may...
If the new force comes out with policies that makes me believe that they stand the chance of giving us the best when it comes to governance and leadership in the country, I'll definitely go for that. As I speak to you, currently, what we are seeing, I'm a happy Ghanaian, and I like the fact that people are being brought to book and justice is being served, or it seems like justice is going to be served. Things like that I am for. I won't sit here and be, walking on eggshells because I think that maybe a certain favorite of mine might be in trouble because Asem Abba. I believe that if you are put in an office, in a public office, it's your responsibility to serve the Ghana and then keep the public purse at heart.
Yeah.
But if you come and you do anything dubious, you should be brought to book.
You should be brought.
The Gen Zs get it. They get it. The Gen Zs, they get it. If you don't get it, say Clark it. Say Perry it. But anyway, so that was Samini with George Quay on Prime Time. It shows every Wednesday on Joy Prime at 9 p.m. Let me say a huge birthday shout out to a special person. She's the mother of my absolute sweetheart, Enyam. She's called Mrs. Aholu Dorothy Akpene. Ma'am, we love you. We love you so much. Myself and Enyam, we love you. Have an incredible day today, and we wish you long life. So that's it. That's how I'm going to wrap up with today's show. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed your tea. If you didn't, pardon me. But yeah, next week, same time, same place, I'll be back on your screens with another edition of eCorner. Until then, you know how I say every day, baby.